So this is a new series. We're going to talk about the life of Joseph. Joseph, of course, is known by many people as a dreamer boy, as the boy who got the new coat. And throughout the world, Joseph is known by many people. Many dramas, plays are based on the character of Joseph. But Joseph, we must remember, is a lovely picture and reminder of the Lord Jesus Christ by the way he lived his life, by his action, his reaction, the way he was treated. His very life is a lovely picture of the Lord Jesus, and that's a challenge for every one of us as we go through life, is to live it pleasing to God and pleasing to the Lord Jesus Christ. We're finished now with Jacob, and now Jacob has many sons. He has 10 sons, and now they're grown up, and then he has Joseph. And just before Rachel died, she was able to give birth to his little brother called Benjamin, and I understand she died on the same day of the birth of her youngest son Benjamin. But these older men were much older, and Joseph for some reason seemed to be loved more than his older brothers by his father Jacob, and this made their brothers jealous. Jealousy is a terrible thing. Many families, many brothers and sisters are jealous of each other by the attention they get from their father or their mother or all these things, and it can lead to terrible problems. And one day Joseph received a lovely new coat from his father Jacob, and this set his brothers off, and they said, "That's so unfair. Why does he get a new coat? We don't get a new coat." Instead of them being happy for the younger brother, they were insanely jealous of him. And do you know what made them even more angry? Joseph was known as the dreamer boy because he would dream. But remember, God was with Joseph. And the age of 17 was a very unique age for Joseph. When he was young, one day, for example, he had 2 dreams. In this dream, the dream where there was 11 pieces of corn, wheat, that were out in the field, and they were all put together. And suddenly, there was 12 of them, and 11 of them, they all began to bend over, and one of them stayed straight up. And Joseph thought, this was me, and my brothers are bowing down to me. And whenever he went back to tell his brothers, they were angry. They were so cross. They said, "Joseph, we will never bow down to you." They need another dream. And this dream, the sun, the moon, and the stars, they all bowed down to Joseph. And his brothers thought, "Joseph, are you saying that the sun and the moon are our father and mother, and the 11 stars are your brothers?" With anger they said, "Joseph, we will never bow down to you. We don't even like you. In fact, we hate you, Joseph." And Joseph lived a lonely life. But he told his brothers, "This dream seems so real. I've had 2 dreams, and all my brothers were bowing down to me." And they said, "Joseph, we will never ever bow down to you." The older brothers were shepherds. They were looking after sheep, and they were about 50 miles away. And one day, Joseph's father said, "Joseph, go and find your brothers. Take some food, take some bread, take some cheese, and tell me how your brothers are getting on. Then come back." But Joseph was so young. On the way to meet his brothers, he actually got lost. He had to ask for directions. That's how young and immature he was. He didn't even have a good idea of where he lived. He was so young. But the whole time, the Bible keeps telling us that the Lord was with Joseph. And that's a secret in anyone's life, to remember and to be reminded that the Lord is with Joseph. And here Joseph runs, and he sees his brothers in the distance, and he goes, "Brothers, it's me. It's Joseph. It's your favorite brother. Hello." And his brothers see him coming. And the Bible, you can just imagine, as the Bible tells us, they're filled with hatred, they're filled with anger. And when they see Joseph coming, they said, "Here comes dreamer boy. Here comes that little annoying boy. And he's away from father, away from mother. We're in the middle of the wilderness, in the middle of the countryside. Nobody knows us here. Let's get him once and for all." And they decided before Joseph got there was a pit, a dried well. And they said, "Let's put Joseph into it. And a lion or a bear will come and can eat Joseph. And we'll never need to listen to him again. We'll never need to see him again." And as they plotted and schemed the whole time with hatred in their hearts, Joseph had no idea. He was just excited to see his family. God was with him. The Lord was with him. And he was running as fast as he can. "Brothers, it's me. It's Joseph. How are you getting on? How's your sheep? I've got food for you. Even though Joseph showed kindness, his brothers showed nothing but hatred. That's like the Lord Jesus. The more good, the more kind he showed, the more the people turned against him and hated him.